Hi everyone, Bandana here, I hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're taking a look at the new DLC for Starship Troopers Terran Command, Urban Onslaught. The only game where an excessive amount of bugs is a good thing, especially when they're dead. Many thanks to Slitherine for the key so I could check out the DLC and do this review. As you will likely have seen in the channel previously, I quite enjoyed Terran Command, and overall its previous DLC, Raising Hell, was a welcome addition, though some of the missions were a little bit frustrating. Urban Onslaught steps up its game by swinging back to what made the original release great, with a focus on city battles and defensive missions, adding an array of new units, entirely new defensive turrets, as well as the obligatory new enemies. The campaign consists of 9 missions with a story running throughout, and credit to the team here, it's most certainly a step up in writing from the previous DLC. Again, the entire thing is fully voice acted and has the usual cartoon propaganda adverts between the missions to explain the story. Speaking of the story, it follows the exploits of a police officer in the city, which is gradually being overrun by bugs. Joined on the planet by an MI commander, you will work together to fight back the hordes and retake the city, or what's left of it. I don't want to say anything else because spoilers. Moving on to what would normally be the gameplay section, I'm doing gameplay additions because realistically, if you've seen the review for the base game, then you know the general gameplay. You're killing bugs, right? The only good bug is a dead bug. The new DLC benefits from some new additional features, such as units with jump jets to get on top of buildings or out of harm's way in a hurry. Obviously, you will also be getting some police units, a standard squad which come with some handy drones, a riot shield squad which can take some serious punishment, and a peacekeeper biped for some fire support that has a mortar launcher. Once the mobile infantry shows up, you will get some other toys to play with. The GAC Trooper with a large recoilless rifle, the M7 Cyclone hover tank with an autocannon, and the M23 Rainmaker, a long-range rocket artillery. Finally, you will also get access in one mission to the A-12 Pegasus gunship, which, as you might expect, has some fantastic mobility. Probably the most welcome addition to this DLC is an array of defensive turrets. Let's be fair here, Terran Command has always screamed tower defense to me. Turrets include a basic autocannon, a mortar launcher, a heavy cannon, and a long-range ballistic missile launcher. You will find yourself collecting material crates around the map to place more of these down, though pay close attention to the minimum range on some of them, because once the bugs get on top of them, they don't fare well. Careful use and placement of these turrets will be paramount to defending locations while your troops are off completing other tasks, or indeed using them to help you assault areas of the map. There are a few new bugs to worry about as well, the most annoying being the burster, which fires a small projectile that explodes in a small area like a grenade. The time delay till it explodes is very short, and sadly you often don't have much time to move your troops. The AI pathing here is also a bit of an issue, as your troops can get bunched up and multiple squads can be devastated by these enemies in one blast. So micromanagement skill may be important here for keeping your troops separated. There are also Hornets, new flying enemies with a ranged attack along with their nest, and a new version of the tanker which has a Hornet's nest on its back. Finally, there is a new massive bug called the Ravager. Initially it has a long-range explosive attack, though after taking enough damage its tail will fall off and it switches to a melee pincer attack. Be warned, it is a very tough nut to crack. I feel more of the missions flowed a lot better in this DLC, though there were still a few instances where you got very bogged down trying to clear hives while feeling you were short on units. You know, you have to clear the hive itself and you have to clear the side bits of the hive, etc, and stuff's dying and you get stuck in a bit of a loop sometimes. I'm glad it's less common than the previous DLC, but it's a shame it's still happening. Generally, I thought the missions were well thought out with clear objectives, and I'm excited to see what kind of tower defense missions the community makes with the new turrets. I'd usually have a graphics and sound section, but there isn't really a huge change between this and the previous base game and the other DLC, so it feels a bit like I'd just be putting it in for the sake of putting it in. I will just say, as ever, the voice acting was very good. Overall, Urban Onslaught is a welcome addition to the game. It's most certainly a step up from Raising Hell in terms of story and mission quality, plus the addition of turrets will make for some really fun custom maps. It's priced a little higher than the previous DLC, coming in at £9.99, with a current 10% discount making it £8.99 until the 25th of June. My final thought would be, if you are a fan of the base game more so than the previous DLC, then I think you will enjoy this DLC more than the previous one, as it feels more like that original set of missions, even if it's in a more built-up urban environment. There are a couple of more pathed ones in the underground, but these aren't a regular occurrence. Have you already tried the Urban Onslaught DLC? If so, let us know what you thought down below. Otherwise, thanks for watching as ever, and have a great week.